level and in front of Paul Manianic, staying out for the opening few corners, and the Porsche Junior GB driver was able to hold on only for a few moments before Stiak pulled his way through. And from there, it was down to Wallace to try and give chase. And he did briefly midway through the race, but ended up having to come second best. But he'll be determined to get a good start on the same side of the circuit as Paul Manianic, Stiak, and trying to do so. Well, the rest of the top 10 we'll go through shortly, but for the moment, let's head down to our man on the ground, Eric Engesser, to give us a flavour of the atmosphere down on the grid. So, Eric, down to you. What's it like down there as we prepare for race 2?
Thank you, Scott, and also welcome here from the grid. And we see, as you mentioned already, Scotty, this is a big surprise in the qualifying. Saud Al Saud, the young man from Saudi Racing who is competing in the Pro-Am class, but we see him here on front row. And it's the very first time for that man here, first row, and not the very first time for you. It's Robert Lechner with me, the head and promoter, Robert. But well, was really an outstanding show he gave us in the qualifying. First row, first time for him. Really great and outstanding performance from him.
Yes, I mean, good afternoon everyone online and everyone here on site. So definitely a great performance. I just was wishing him good luck, and a mega performance by Saud. His first ever front row. He's been a rookie champion before in this car, in the GT3 Cup car. For his team, Saudi Racing, just getting the last instructions from Paul Spooner. Very experienced team manager. He's basically the one who built that team up. He's also looking after the number 23 car of Khalid. So maybe we should also get a few words with Paul once he's finished. But definitely I wish all the drivers good luck for the race, a safe race, and hopefully exciting race as well. And lots of fun for the spectators here on site.
And well, not that big surprise is our pole setter today, because it's again, if the cameraman turns a bit to his right side, it's again the yellow and red car of the man who celebrated a victory yesterday. It's Janis Diak and Robert. Well, as we mentioned, just absolute outstanding young man on pole position.
I mean, the results speak for him. He's a super talented driver, still super young, 17 years only. He came to our championship a year ago at the age of 16. So imagine from one year to the other, he did Porsche Carrera Cup in Germany. Such a big...
The youngest winner ever in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany.
Absolutely, the youngest winner ever, and maybe he is the youngest champion ever here in the Middle East. So, like I said, good luck to everyone, but the performance Jan is showing and putting in is amazing.
Yeah, let's have a quick chat with Paul Spooner, who must be delighted being here in front row. Yeah, congratulations, great qualifying, and what an achievement.
Yes, we're extremely happy, and now we hope that we can convert this into a result, of course. But we're really pleased. We're really pleased with Saud. We're really pleased with Khalid. We have many months of a year where we don't race, whereas obviously the Europeans go back to Europe after this series and start their championships, and we pretty much have 6-7 months where we don't drive. So we're pushing them hard to get them to perform, and they're doing it. So fingers crossed.
There's just one car ahead, and well, of course, he's fighting for the victory in the Pro-Am class, but now it looks very promising for an overall podium. So what's the target for the race?
Well, the target is obviously to think of a long game, as in a but I have told him he races for position. He's not just racing to win Pro-Am, which hopefully he can. He is racing for position in the race. So let's see.
Crossing fingers for you. Thank you very much, Paul Spooner. Good luck for the race. And well, I was looking for Harry King, the man who was here on with us yesterday. But let's see. Maybe he's somewhere here around. I'm gonna ask Robert. Robert, did you see Harry King somewhere? Because I really wanted to have a quick chat with him, the man who's so successful in the Porsche Super Cup and who's here as an instructor. Maybe
he's our DSA, so he will find himself, or we will later on need him in the race control, because he basically has to watch or mainly observe also the start, if everyone is in the right grid position. So you see those white lines here, this is the grid position. So it's very important, there's no movement, the cars are not allowed to either, once they stand still and once we have the 5-second port and the lights turn basically red, no car is allowed to move anymore. So Harry is very important.
Anyway, I have you with me, and let's talk a little bit, as we have a junior here on pole position, a little bit about the junior program, which is, I think, basically very important for the whole series and for you as a promoter. And Harry King is a part of it here.
Yes, and I mean, I'm not young anymore, but I've been a young driver once, and so I know how important it is to support young, talented drivers. For the first time with Alexandra, we have a female racing driver in the junior program. So we support them outside the car, inside the car, not just with data to improve their driving, with coaching. Like we had Pedro Lamy, ex-F1 driver, very experienced driver, multiple race winner. So it's also good to kind of create a masterclass where they can learn from the best. Harry is still a racer, one of the fastest drivers in such a cup car. So apart from helping them with the racing, with the driving, I'm also a big fan of team building. You know, we want them to spend time together, to compare data, because I think on a way to become a professional racing driver, it's also important to be very likable, very corporate outside the car, especially if you want to be attractive for Porsche or any other manufacturer worldwide.
And if we turn a little bit around, we see a very young, also promising talent from the UK. It's James Wallace. Man, Robert, let's talk a little bit about the man who is, performing in the UK. He's, well, just like Harry King was a few years ago, the Porsche Junior GB. And seems like he really has to struggle because the competition is on such a high level in the championship.
In the race, is really good. I mean, I'm sure now starting on the right side of the line, because this is the racing line, the left side here. It might even be easier, and you might even find it easier than from the right-hand side, because there's less grip, less traction. So it will be interesting to see how south goes. And usually he's a very good starter, so he gets it off the line really good. So the race speed, I must say, of James is really strong, and he's a junior in Great Britain, so definitely one of the young guns, as you say, to watch. But qualifying-wise, I must say, Janne is a bit in a league of his own right now, you know. He gets that one single lap always right, where you have to have your tires at the right temperature and then get sector 1, 2, and 3, like make them all purple and make sure that you end up with the fastest lap time. And I think this is something that Janne like is doing like really, really on a top-notch level right now. And that makes everyone struggle a little bit, because from P2 onwards to P6, 7, we are talking within a couple of tenths. So I expect a very close race.
And we have 3 different classes here in this championship. And the man who had a brilliant start yesterday, we can see him maybe a little bit in the back. It's on the 7th position. It's Søren Sprang, the Pro-Am driver for GP Elite. And, well, it was an outstanding start yesterday. So what do you think, Robert? What is possible for Søren Sprang, a very experienced man who raced a lot of years in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany?